The Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, The Challenge, episode 16, the season finale. I guess it's the season finale of the fantasy scoring and the actual episodes. We still got, I don't know, like 20 reunions to go through. Who knows? We're not going to be doing those. Next week, we will have more challenge content. I'll have Rob McIntyre on from the Challenge Chronicles, and we'll be ranking this finale and seeing how tough it was versus some of the other finales in Challenge history. We'll talk about the announced cast, or at least the spoiler announced cast for season 34. No actual spoilers, just who's going to be on the season, because we don't look at spoilers here, but just getting the cast, since they're just starting filming, we got no results. It seems to be pretty good. I do want you to get into a draw for 20 DK bucks, though, and here's what you need to do. You smash the like button for the episode, leave your DraftKings handle in the comment section, and let me know your three. We had MVP voting for the year, and that takes in performance, your enjoyment of people, whatever. Give me your top three for the season. Paul Shaughnessy is here in studio. Like, Bear would probably crack the top three for you, I'm guessing.
Bear, Turbo, and then, I don't know, insert random cast member here. Definitely not Crinja.
Yeah, definitely not Crinja. Wes.
I like that. We'll get into it.
Wes is probably going to be one of them. Georgia had a really good season.
Georgia, you know what? Georgia would be. Georgia, Theo really started to grow on me even more. I already liked Theo, but like...
He didn't really do anything.
I know, but I just liked his attitude during this episode.
So let's start at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's start with the. Do you want to start at the beginning of the recap, or do you want to do the fantasy scoring? Let's do the fantasy scoring first.
Let's do it.
So the overall scores for this episode: number one, our main man, Turbo.
Boom.
Great special effects with Turbo.
Absolutely.
He should have got special effects points too, and then he really would have been the high scorer of the week. But 304 points for Turbo. Theo, the second place winner, 255. Wes, 200. Ninja, or Crinja, as you call her, $174. Kara, 71. Hunter, 35. And the overall winners of the Pat Mayo Experience Fantasy Challenge War of the Worlds fantasy game are Guillermo Chavez, number one. Andre Maldonado, number two.
Baseball?
B3,
Baseball?
B3 is Bull, number three. Pat Mayo, number four.
Hey!
When you make Turbo your team captain, you're looking good.
Yeah.
I ended up with the top four on my team, which is fantastic.
Oh, you're great, man.
Wes.
You crushed it.
Just fading Bananas and Zach and CT at the top and just going full West was really the move.
Yeah, I shouldn't have played. I guess I played Cara Maria. Obviously, that was a mistake.
She did fine by the end of the
She
year.
did fine, but like when it comes down to these finals, like the reason why you were climbing so much at the end,
I had four guys.
You had the last four people.
Yeah, and I had the top four overall.
Yeah.
The three guys that ended up making the money is really where you want to be at. Next on the list, we got Earl Mackey, Dan Martachenko, Harrison Smith, the Vikings' own Harrison Smith, played in the Fantasy League.
Congratulations.
Came seventh. Michelle, 8. UFC Bro Picks,
Congratulations
number 9.
to Justin. Justin, UFC Bro Picks.
Oh, that's
his actual name.
Okay, well, he's under UFC Bro Picks on here.
Mm-hmm.
He's number 9. Sam Brunson, number 10. That is the top 10. The Pat Mayo Experience, War of the Worlds, Fantasy Challenge game for the season.
And noted analyst Paul Shag was 83rd, T83.
Yes, so some notables down the list. We got Paul tied for 83rd.
Yeah,
impressive season. Rob, 12th. He missed the cut.
The funny thing is Rob sends us all this stuff, and Rob does a great job and stuff. He sent us he's like, oh, here's the final scoring. And he sent one where it was his league, which had half of the competitors
if that.
I think his at 80, ours at 160. He sent his because he placed second in his. This kid loves living his own truth. I'm just saying. And so Rob was trying to pull a fast one on us, and I pulled the no.
Yeah, in the more competitive league, he came 12th. I wish I was as good at like real daily fantasy as I am at like daily fantasy reality TV. When there's no money on the line, I'm great. When there's money on the line, I'm just an absolute shit show.
Yeah.
Let's see. Steph, who was on the show a few weeks ago, she came 59th. Devotees of the Pat Mayo Experience will remember a few of these names. Sad Jamie came in 108th. A-Rap, former producer of the Pat Mayo Hour, came over and watched a few episodes with me. Came 153rd.
Yikes.
Cocaine Kyle.
Oh, he was in the league.
Cocaine Kyle came 109th. Remember Cocaine Kyle?
He liked to get fired up.
Loved Cocaine Kyle.
Yeah.
He used to be, I mean, I didn't even see where Drew ended up coming. I didn't even know Drew played, but all the people that took your spot after you left, before you came back again, they're just a cavalcade of people running in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Rank didn't play in the league. I thought he was in the league. So unfortunate. But those are the winners for the year.
Congratulations to the winners.
Let's get into the recap here.
Yes, sir.
So, Tribunal to start the episode. You get to vote people in. I still don't understand.
I don't understand what they're thinking either.
I don't understand how Ninja isn't the person that you vote in. Like, Ninja was very clearly the choice.
They made all the wrong decisions.
Like,
it worked out. I guess if they weren't
as it turned out, it didn't matter.
No,
because those three were significantly ahead of everyone else. The next, like, the only criteria you should have had for voting people in is, oh, we're in the top three. Let's get rid of the fourth place person. The only person who could potentially come back and crack the top three. Like, Hunter was gone.
Yeah.
He was like an hour, 2 hours behind or something.
2 hours behind, absolutely broken after that. If you look at what they did that day, do you think Hunter, I would have paid good money to see Hunter play Connect 4. I bet you Hunter playing Connect 4 would be like me. I was playing tic-tac-toe with my 3-year-old nephew on the weekend, and I imagine Hunter playing Connect 4 would be pretty similar. Like, I was crushing this kid.
So I get the Kara thing, like, that's probably who you end up voting in. Like we say, if it was a puzzle, you probably don't vote Kara in. But like with Ninja, if Kara's like depleted, not getting fluids, I know she, like, Hunter gave up anyway. Maybe she saw something that we didn't, that he was just so exhausted that it didn't matter. But it seemed like Kara was the very logical choice of the person to vote in with.
She didn't take the medicine. You attack the sick one. She was like, she really lucked out in winning that next thing, like winning that next little trivia challenge or whatever, getting that extra mile at least on her legs, because she was going to be more depleted than anybody else. I don't understand how it doesn't end up being Hunter versus
Ninja,
Kara versus
Ninja. Because you vote in Ninja, Ninja calls out Kara.
That's I'm surprised that she didn't call out Kara in that situation.
I was just stunned that Hunter was the one who got thrown in.
Yeah,
like that. It really came out of left field because he's not a threat to do anything.
No.
So why not just keep him there? If you know he's beat up.
I guess you don't.
And he's 2 hours behind. Like,
I guess you worry
maybe you're so like mentally exhausted you're not thinking about these things.
That could be a possibility too, because it didn't make any sense.
So to borrow a line from Cody on the UFC show, I got a greasy theory here.
Nice.
So the elimination challenge, which was just them walking behind a monster truck, didn't it seem kind of out of place? Like, that's what the elimination challenge is. I think what happened was the elimination was supposed to be very reminiscent of that one where they were getting dragged behind the monster truck and like hanging onto the tires, that they would just like have to hang on something and the monster truck would pull you, and whoever hung on the longest would end up being the winner. But then they saw the state of all these people after the first round. It's like, ugh.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone's going to last more than 2 seconds doing this. We have to come up with plan B. And they called an audible on the fly.
And they were just
and that's what ended up being the elimination.
This is the most simple thing that they could do. And it's more of a test of wills rather than a physical thing at that point. Like, they had broken those people after one day. Like, that was a hell of a challenge. Like, that finals was excruciating.
Well, I'm coming up with the list of like where it ranks on the all-time finales. It's like, it has to be one of the top 3. And it was actually kind of exciting too, for stuff like nothing really happened.
No, you saw a lot of people passing out though. Like, Turbo passed out like how many times on this thing? Like,
well, he didn't even eat.
4 or 5 times. You just like poof, completely fall down, springs back up. Like, the guy was a warrior.
Who doesn't know that the Nile is the longest river in the world? Who doesn't know that?
I think I was off on it.
Really?
I thought maybe it was the Amazon.
And so did everyone else besides Kara, who I guess guessed, or she knew. I don't know. It didn't seem like the reward was good for getting like the dune buggy to go the first mile. She really blew it. Like, really, really blew it.
Yeah, Connect 4.
Because that's really the turning point. That's how Turbo won. By beating Kara in the Connect 4 and getting to set the stage for the food. That's the difference in everything. And like Theo not knowing how to add. Yeah.
And I think like Theo, when they got to like the end there, like he was just running alongside Turbo until the little final stretch there. Because like I'm pretty sure it's like that one was really, when we got to the end of the episode, it's like you knew you knew that Turbo had won at that point. Like you kind of thought of all of the events and everything, and you're just like, well, Turbo wasn't that far behind them on day one, and so on and so forth, and just like, and Turbo's just dominated this final round. So
Well, I don't know. Like it's tough to know because you don't have the times in front of you.
but like I had
when
no
they got-
questions when they
when-
were going to the finals who was going to win.
When they got to the kayaking part, if Wes had won the kayaking part, I think he was still alive to win
Yeah, maybe.
because he finished so far ahead of Turbo, or he finished so far ahead of Theo, and he
Mhm.
was already ahead of Turbo. I don't know what, like, I know he came last in the second stage, but how far behind Turbo was he? Because I think Turbo was like 25 minutes behind him in like one.
Yeah, he was live, but obviously in that final run, like Ninja beat him. Everybody beat him.
Like in like the sprint run?
The final sprint run to the finish.
Yeah, but I think that was only like 10 minutes. Like I don't think anyone was beating anyone by like 20 minutes.
Based on how they edited it, seemed like he was really lagging behind.
He would, but I think that they all knew. Like that's why they were just kind of like jauntily jogging until like the last 100 meters.
Yeah, that's
like-
why they did a buddy run. Turbo and Theo were just like, this is not gonna make the difference.
Are you surprised Turbo didn't like take a banana off that table and eat it? Instead, he was just like, I will eat nothing and keep on running. Like you think like getting some potassium in you
With
would
this-
help you like with your cramping issues. Like,
With that monster, I'm not surprised by anything. I like that he practiced eating and then running, and then he was just like, nope. And that's, you know what? When you're doing all of that, like, eating may feel like the right thing to do, but if you have to do athletic abilities right afterwards, like not eating is actually the move, and just like relying on your resources that are already in your body.
Yeah,
Because
but
like once you start digesting
sure.
and you're out in the sun, you're running up and down freaking sand dunes and all of this other stuff, like he made the right decision.
See, I don't know. I think if there's like fruit on that table, you like pound like they said they hadn't eaten in like 24 hours.
Yeah.
So you take the fruit, you put it into yourself. It's like halftime at a football game when people are eating oranges just to get something.
Sure.
And where he was cramping, I think that there was a banana on the table that like potassium will help with that.
Sure.
And,
Eating,
and you don't get bogged down for 20 minutes eating. Like you're not
No.
stuffing yourself. You're just having a little bit. And
yeah.
that's everything.
But we're talking about what mere mortals like ourselves
This is true.
would do, not what Turbo. This guy, like, this is the best new competitor in as long as I've been watching.
Trying to think.
Like that, like you could, the writing was on the wall. It's like, it's almost like the NBA where like everyone knows the Warriors are just going to win the finals every single year and everyone else is playing for second. Like Wes at the end, like that was real telling. He's just like, can you guys just not invite this guy back? Because what's his weakness? He has no weaknesses.
Well-
Turbo absolutely crushed this season.
Well, we did not see him in an elimination.
yeah.
I don't know, but just like that has to be the move. Like
you got to get him
you,
in.
you have to get him into elimination. And maybe
course.
it's something he loses.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to play that game against him, I think, at this point. Like next.
It's like no one would ever throw bananas in, and then all of a sudden you start throwing bananas in, and all of a sudden he's out early.
Yeah, you'll be talking with Rob next week about next season. Hopefully he's on the cast.
Yeah, I'm
I feel like there should be a rule in place that it's like you win the championship, you have to defend your title.
you should, but
But obviously contracts and so on and so forth. He just won $750,000, so congratulations to him on that. Like,
he's very happy with his amount of money.
yeah.
I did appreciate that at the end. Like even when they were asking Turbo, it's like, why are you helping the other competitors?
Yeah.
Like, that was very telling that he knew he was winning at that point.
Yeah.
But also just a good guy.
Yeah.
Like everyone seemed very genuinely happy.
As
that
long
he won.
as you don't cross Turbo, he's a great guy.
Yeah. Even at the end, him and Ninja seemed to hash it out.
I'm sure he's just like, I've won all this money. Let's not hold grudges or anything like that.
It was a good rookie class though, because Theo was really good. Ninja was really good.
3 of the last 4 people we're all rookies.
And just a great season from Wes.
Yeah.
Really got himself there.
He really dominated the political points.
And he won a bunch of eliminations.
Yeah, he was good.
And I think he won like 4 of the daily missions. Like
He's good. I was a
He had
little
a
bit.
really good year.
I managed to fade all of the other old timers, but
Faden West was the highest
Fading
scoring
West
fantasy
hurt.
player overall.
yeah, fading West hurt too.
So I think I had close to like the optimal team.
You're pretty damn close.
But
yeah.
I needed-
Yeah, Georgia. Who was your Nani? Was like the one loser.
Yeah, Nani and
basically.
Georgia just because I was filling out roster space.
So-
But Georgia made it far enough that it really
Georgia
worked
made
out.
tons of points. She was like one of the best scorers every single week. I wonder who was like the next, maybe Pauly.
Yeah, Paulie did, and Paulie would have worked
Paulie
with the pricing.
with the pricing would have maybe.
But I
worked.
needed Wes as my captain, not Turbo as my captain. That's, I think, where I went wrong. Because I only lost by like 150 points, and that the extra 10% kicker on the highest scoring guy would probably turn out to be what the difference was.
No, he still beat Rob.
And still beat Rob, yeah.
He killed me.
And Rob's definitely looking at spoilers.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
The guy, yeah, he 100. He's way too deep into this game to not be coming across some I'm not saying he's intentionally looking for spoilers, but I mean like
He might stumble across something.
he's doing his research, and like I know from doing this show in the past, and I've laid off of that a little bit, but like if you start digging a little bit too much into it, it's like you're gonna come across shit that you don't want to see.
Well, the worst part is like I try to avoid a lot of stuff, and like people will tweet me spoilers.
Yeah.
Like I'm not actively looking for spoilers, and people are tweeting them at me.
Most people have went away on that, or like our comment section on our show when we used to work at that old place used to be the comments. You'd have to stop reading the comment section because like people would just come in and be like, "Oh, by the way,
this guy wins.
Kara and her cousin wins this season." It's just like,
well, I didn't need to know that.
Fuck, you ruined the season.
I don't understand. I don't understand like why anyone would even look at spoilers for the challenge.
No.
Like, what's the upside of it?
No, you just ruined the season for yourself.
I like watching the show. I find it to be highly competitive. I get invested into it. I don't need to know who wins. That's a part of it. I want to be surprised at who wins.
Of course.
Don't like it.
No. Well, I don't think it was. We didn't have the fan base this season.
The only thing
watching the show was not a bad fan base that was about
it was great.
Spoilers and stuff. They're very good this year.
I only got one tweeted at me, and that was that West doesn't win. I was like, okay, I didn't need to know that.
Thanks.
I was rooting for West to win, but okay.
I was rooting for Turbo.
Well, yeah. I mean, Turbo made more sense for me, my fantasy life, and I love Turbo, but I do love Wes. I doubt we'll see Wes next season.
No, he's on the on and off kind of program.
Yeah, like he'll take 3 seasons off, come back for 1.
Yeah, it's probably good.
He ended up in great shape this season too.
And the dude, he did really well. He really exceeded my expectations. Not the most athletic guy, but hell, the guy's a damn warrior.
He kept pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Theo, bad at math, as it turns out.
Yeah,
can't add.
I feel like Theo really
he blew it. I feel like if he
a lot of this challenge should have helped. Like he should have. It was all set up for him to win.
It was set up for him to win, and I think that he lost it by not getting the combination.
He didn't even seem to like collapse. Like Turbo collapsed like 13, 14 times.
Theo was just jogging.
Like literally every 5 minutes on the show, it's like Turbo is like, eating sand from like passing out, but getting himself back up. Like I don't even remember Theo getting dizzy, passing out. Like he had an advantage over people, but he wasn't able to dig deep. He did great. Second on your first season.
200K.
Great run. No problems whatsoever. I'm just saying that maybe he just didn't have that next level heart. Turbo had that next level heart. Like Turbo would not let anything get in the way of him winning. It had nothing to
do with that stuff though. Like Theo was winning going into the kayaking part. He was still ahead. I'm convinced of it. And I think that he lost like 45 minutes trying to add that shit together.
Yeah.
And then lucked into getting what it was. Real disappointing.
Turbo told him what it was.
He told him at the last tour. Like you could just, if you know
1, 2.
If you know that Turbo's not lying to you, which you do know, you don't need to go back and actually like run back for like half an hour and go add everything up. If you know what the last 2 numbers are, there's 100 combinations now? There's probably more than that. But still, just sit there with 1 and 2 as your last 2 ones and just filter through what you think they are. Mm-hmm. Like if you think you have the first number correct, you might as well just stay there with like the 1 and then the 1, 2 is the last 2 and you just switch the second one a whole bunch of times.
Yep.
That's got to be the move.
Yep.
That did not occur to him, and that's where he ended up blowing it. And Wes may have cost himself second place by like getting lost on the kayak. He never really kind of paid off like how much time.
Far off track was he though?
I don't know.
Because like Turbo was yelling at him to like turn around. Like
well, you can see Turbo. Like just go to where Turbo is.
Yeah.
You got to figure like that's the move. Seems strange. I think he was just like whacked out of it.
Yeah.
Like
of course
the mental exhaustion at that point. Like you're just like what?
Mm-hmm. Good on Wes.
Yeah, I
did well enough.
I think I would go Turbo, Wes, Georgia as my 3 MVPs of the season. Bear is a very close 4th. And I enjoyed Maddie a lot too.
I'd go, yeah.
And Kyle, I really enjoyed.
Turbo, Bear, Wes.
I'm curious to see if we get both.
Georgia close 4th.
If we get both Paulie and Kara on next season. Or if Bananas takes the year
I
off.
enjoyed Carl a lot more this episode. even though, she got eliminated. Like, I enjoyed her without having Paulie around.
Because that wasn't the only thing she talked about.
Exactly.
And how bad she is at Connect 4. Like, it's embarrassing how bad she was at Connect 4. Connect 4 is not hard. There's like two strategies.
Completely blew it in that. She got a mile, and it was only a mile, right, on the dune buggy,
but
it's
you
like,
get to rest.
It's a mile of going over basically mountains of sand. Like, that's considerable. Like, a mile doesn't sound much when you're on flat terrain, but like that's a struggle after, especially the day before what you were doing. And that's a big advantage, and she completely blew it.
And not only that, but when like Turbo is running the mile uphill, he's probably a bit exhausted. To get beat like on the one Connect 4 move that everyone knows, like right away, like what, 10 pieces in and you've already lost?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, Kara, give your head a shake.
Yeah,
that's awful. Awful play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you're the one who's well rested.
I really wish Hunter got to play Connect 4.
Oh, that would be just such a
I'm telling you, it would have been great. It would have been great because he would have been worse than Kara.
Probably, yeah.
I can't see Hunter being very good at Connect 4.
He's not good at much.
Somebody should start a GoFundMe account for just to buy
buy him an app.
Buy Connect 4 for Kara and ship it off to wherever she lives right now.
Paulie would have been really good in this final.
Yep.
I think he could have won.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably perfectly designed for Theo. Obviously, Turbo did well. West did okay, but like
Paulie's a smaller Turbo.
Yeah.
In terms of
and maybe he's better at puzzles. Who knows? But like I said, the difference was Turbo getting there first and beating Kara and getting to set the food. Yep. That was a huge advantage.
And once he set the food, he gained like another 20 minutes at least on everybody who had to eat that food.
I did enjoy that when Wes finally got to the Connect 4 part. He's like, Kara, you win. I'm just going to take a 5-minute break here.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you find it weird that people were just like, TJ, you make the stuff too hard. TJ, why are you inviting these people?
Yeah, TJ
are they told to say this?
Yeah, probably.
Like, just say that TJ does all this stuff. TJ's like smoking weed out back.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, gnarly challenge, man. I feel like TJ should get, I don't know if he should win an Emmy.
Do you think TJ has any say in these things?
I don't even think he's a producer on the show. I think he just literally shows up for 20 minutes a day and is like, yep. I'll read my lines.
What lines you guys want me to read? Okay.
Apparently, there's also stuff too. Like he invites like his buddies to come with him wherever they go, and like they spend 2 days just doing other stuff. That's like also fun.
Yeah, they probably were driving that dune buggy around for like while everyone else you just hear this dune buggy in the background. TJ and his buddies are having a laugh.
See, that should be like an auxiliary part of the show. Like they want to create content.
That should be online content that goes to MTV.com.
It's like here's an extra 10 minutes of what TJ does when he's not in the challenge house for 3 minutes.
Maybe TJ doesn't want that footage getting released.
That's fair. I'd like to see like an inside the challenge too. Like where is the operations in the house? Like where's the control room? Like where did the production crew stay? Like let's see the food come in. I'm very curious about all these parts of the challenge.
Mm-hmm. They don't want to release any.
No, they may make it magical.
Yep.
Anyway, anything else from this season?
No.
Good season? Where would you give a grade to this
I
season?
really enjoyed this season.
I didn't like
this is my favorite one in a long time.
I would say the Dirty 30 was the last best season. And then we had those other two terrible ones, Vendettas and Final Reckoning.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is on the level with Dirty 30. It's probably a better season overall, but I just enjoyed the cast. It was a more familiar cast to me on Dirty 30. I guess that's the only difference.
Yeah.
I really like the final one.
But I also like the fact there was all this new blood this year, and it was going to be great. The reunion looks like it's going to be hot fire.
It's in London, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see any? I didn't even look at like the trailer for the...
I saw
Bananas looks like he got Botox.
Looks like Bananas is calling out Ashley Kane for having fluff muscle or something like that.
Good. Well, we talked about that on the show.
It really... Well, the guy was a professional soccer player, but like, yeah, a lot of this
now he looks like a professional wrestler.
Now he's out there looking like Mike Bibby. You've seen Mike Bibby recently. That guy's Jack City. So yeah, they were fighting with each other, and I don't know. It looks like there's some heat. There's some people trying to make future rivals for other seasons and stuff like that. So it should be interesting.
That's smart game planning.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna get? I feel like that's the next time that we're gonna see Wes. We're going to get like rivals 4, and it's going to be Bananas and Wes, and they're going to be a team.
Yeah. Or if they have rivals and like this could work out like Turbo and Ninja probably.
Turbo Ninja, Turbo Hunter.
Yeah.
They got into that altercation. Those are like the only two people, or D. I don't know if we'll ever see D again.
Like Turbo made rivals with pretty decent competitors, so that's pretty smart
Savvy
of him
move.
too. Yep.
Who would? I guess Paulie and Kyle could be a team.
That's a losing combination.
You think so? I feel like
Kyle's-
I feel like they would get along fine. It'd be like when Bananas and Frank were a team. They were just a good team.
I feel like Kyle really overperformed.
I think he did too, but it seemed like I follow him on Instagram. He just has a lot of Instagram stories about him like getting yoked and getting in great shape.
Good.
Maddie also currently in fantastic shape.
Mm-hmm.
She had her run. She did well. Now she needs to get like up at a level and get into challenge shape.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. I think Bear is on the next season because he had a 2-year deal, like a
Thank
2-season deal. Curious to see if he takes it more seriously or less seriously.
Who knows? He wasn't that bad either.
He was
though.
pretty good.
Yeah, he's actually a decent competitor, better than we gave him credit.
I feel like the thing that we missed all season was Devon actually turned out to be pretty good.
Here's the real question though. It's
Okay.
like Turbo's on next season. What price point?
He's
He's got to be the highest priced, and I wouldn't even have
see,
anybody
that-
priced near him.
But that's not true though, because he wasn't even the highest scoring guy on this season. Like if he doesn't win, he's not like even inside the top 3. Because he doesn't really do it. He had the one episode where he scored a ton of points because he got into a fight with Hunter. That was basically it for his. Like he won.
The scoring was a
accumulated
little bit different this season though, with tons of politics.
Sure, I like that though.
It's
that
good.
creates a full
It's true.
field. Like Dave Owen scored really well this
So
year.
you're-
Georgia
yeah,
and
you're
Bear
right.
scored really well this year. It's not just Turbo dominating the entire time. Like Wes scored the most because he did well in the missions, won a
And
few
he got
eliminations,
called out a bunch. Yeah.
and he just fought with everyone in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bananas, if Bananas ever lasts on one of these seasons again, he'll score really well.
Yeah.
Based on this scoring,
I don't know if he's gonna be. I think we may have seen the end of Johnny Bananas.
he'll have one.
He'll
more,
be around. He'll be on seasons. I just don't know.
he'll
if-
have one more run in him. I don't know if
think
he'll
so?
win, but he'll have a run. Well, I never thought Wes would come back and like have a run. He had a run this year.
Mm-hmm. True.
It's not like Bananas is not in good shape.
It's
Stick him
true.
with a good partner.
I don't know if he has the hunger anymore. He's got this other show.
I like his other show. I like First Look.
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
We watched the Maury stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty funny.
Was that part of it?
Yeah, that was part of a show.
Okay, that was awesome.
It was pretty good. But the other stuff, like I watched one where he went to the biggest state fair in Minneapolis. He's
There's
just
a-
hanging.
I think
He's also weirdly far more he's far more like robotic on First Look. Like he doesn't have like the Johnny Bananas smarm to him that
Mhm.
we've all become accustomed to. And the voiceovers are really bad too because it's very clipped. Like here we are in Minneapolis. And then like you hear him talking like in the next line, it's completely a different
So
sound.
who's more overproduced, TJ or Bananas on his show?
I think Bananas is
More natural host?
no. I think TJ's now. I mean, TJ's been hosting the show for like 20
I know,
years.
I know.
But I think the production on TJ is better than the production on Bananas.
All right, who's a better host,
TJ.
Bananas or Johnny Mosley?
I will say Johnny Bananas.
Johnny Goat.
Oh man, Johnny Mosley.
Johnny Mosley.
Maybe we can get him.
Can
more-
we bring him back?
What role?
That after show absolutely tanked after. Like, the only good thing about it was Johnny Mosley being turbo nuked on that show and just seeming like,
There was a fight
Loved it.
in front of him, and he couldn't figure out what was going on. Knight called Frank gay,
He was
and then punched him
perfect.
in the face because he was gay.
Yeah.
And like, Johnny Mosley's like, "Whoa, what's going on here? Let's go to break and come back." It's like, what are you talking about? We need to get this guy out of here. He's going nuts.
Bring back Mosley.
And like, even CT on that reunion was like, it seemed like they were all really drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they feed them like a bunch of booze anymore before the live reunions, and they don't do live reunions anymore after that. Oh, maybe there's a path for Johnny Mosley to do something. I don't know. I can't figure out what it is. I know on the Challenge Chronicles Rob show they love Johnny Mosley.
Mm-hmm.
They're going through season by season, and Mosley had been hosting up until this point. Now TJ has taken over with the Inferno, but I don't know. Or maybe it's Gauntlet too, so that's coming up. So I think Dave Mira is currently the host.
Isn't
of the
there
seasons
room
that they're
for
doing.
TJ and Johnny Mosley
don't
to
think
both
so.
host the show
But
together?
Johnny Mosley,
They could bounce ideas off of each other?
Johnny Mosley used to like dress theme appropriate for like whatever the season was and look like an absolute tool.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to be like a stickler for the rules. Like he just wanted to DQ everyone at all times.
I like
He
it.
was a bit hands-on, Johnny Mosley.
Mm. Whereas TJ just,
TJ
the
just-
producers tell him what
Yeah,
to
TJ just-
say and do, and he just
Here, read off
follows
this
suit.
prompter.
Yeah.
We'll get a wide shot. It'll be fine. We'll cut it together in post.
Yeah.
On first look, it seems like the first look is actually like a visually like really stunning show. Like they go to really cool places. Like now with like 4K drones, you can get some pretty cool shots. Like they went to Alaska, it looked great. So I think more of the production is on like the coordination of like the locations and making sure that looks good. And like, here, bananas, go talk to people.
Cool.
And like high five kids. It's basically the entire show. Eat the local cuisine.
Nice.
I like it.
Sounds good.
Anyway, Paul Shag. That's it for the challenge this year.
That is, next season should be starting pretty soon, though.
They've just started filming the next season.
Okay,
So
probably maybe September.
see, that's the thing. If it coincides with football season, I don't know if we're going to get a chance to recap it.
Eh,
Football's a busy time, Paul.
it's only the two of us.
There's the two of us, but there's also golf, there's also MMA, and then there's also football going all on at the same
Friday.
time.
Maybe turn it into a Saturday release show.
Maybe. We'll see. See how it goes. I would like to do it. I'll just see where I am at with the time. You forget I have a newborn child.
Yeah,
That takes up a lot of my time.
that's
That's
true.
Maybe we'll just make it audio only and I can do it from home.
So tag at the PME and tell him that you want a
A challenge recap
recap
show.
show for next season.
We'll definitely do a preview show. And maybe we'll periodically hop in. Maybe like
Maybe you don't have to do it every
like every
episode.
3 weeks, every 2 weeks.
Like, we did
something like
16 episodes, or 17, I guess, because we did a pre-show and then
that. Yeah, we did, and I did a couple pre-shows with Rob.
Yeah.
About best seasons.
it's probably been like 20 challenge shows over the last like 4 months.
Great. Who doesn't
Yeah.
love the challenge?
It's true.
All right. Paul Shag. Follow him on Twitter at Paul Shag. Watch him on the Pat Mayo Experience for the UFC recap shows. And you know he's going to be popping in time to time for some challenge talk. Next week, Rob McIntyre on the show to discuss next season's cast, his thoughts on the finale, and where this finale ranks among all finales in challenge history. I'm Pat Mayo. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at the PME. And if you want to get into a draw for $20 DK, all you need to do is smash the like button for the episode, leave your DraftKings handle in the comment section, and give me your 3 top-rated MVPs for the challenge, Season 33, War of the Worlds. That'll do it. Hope you enjoyed the shows. Hope you enjoyed this season. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!